Welcome back, everybody. I hope you did have a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. I know I did, but right now we are back. Geeks Around is live coming at you. I'm your executive producer, Deanna Jackson. We are, of course, here to talk about episode 408 of Game of Thrones, The Mountain and the Viper. This one's going to be fun. That's always joining me, associate host and producer Matt Moore. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. I really enjoyed this episode. There was a lot of stuff to it. A lot of good stuff. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to talking about it.
Yeah, this one's a good one. Community manager Knuckles Goldberg, man, what's going on? What you think of this episode?
I thought it was one of the best endings to like a fight scene that's ever been on any show ever.
I'd have to agree with that. Isaiah, man, what's up?
What's up, man? I missed you guys. I love this episode. I loved it. And oddly enough, the Mountain is one of my favorites now. I like the Mountain, that guy. He's so cool.
Yeah, bleeding out from the ground is awesome. that makes him a spectacular human being. But it's like we'll get to the events of King's Landing, of course, last. Because I know we're all going to want to talk about that. It's like this one's like for once we're pretty much going to do this in order.
Aww.
This one is like we almost have no choice with this one. So it's like I guess we'll go ahead and start off with the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mole Town or whatever it's called ends up getting attacked. And of course, the only one who knows what the fuck she's doing is Mousy Girl.
Yeah. Gilly knew
what.
I forgot. The one who is her own like aunt. I think that's how it works in the family tree.
You got me. Your guess is as good as mine. Yeah. It's like Gilly heard madness outside and knew from the jump off what was going on, and she got herself and that baby hidden quick, which is a good thing because those wildlings were coming through, killing everything that moved or looked at them wrong. That was brutal.
Yeah, I mean, damn. Like, Jesus.
Well, it was I don't know, like the last fight scene in which we saw the wildlings, and it was Ygritte that got the first kill, but she didn't get the first kill this time. I noticed she got the second kill.
But normally, kept on killing from there.
Yeah, exactly. Normally they make an effort to show exactly how brutal she is as a person, but I mean she was still brutal, but it wasn't as emphasized as normal.
Yeah, it's like how it ended up is like because she made the conscious decision to let Gilly and her child live. It's like, do y'all think she recognized her as a wildling, or was it just like, well, she's got the baby there, so I'm not going to kill her?
Yeah, I think it's the second part. She actually had some compassion towards her and the baby. Like, they're trying to hide. They're not trying to fight them, so we say, okay,
yeah,
you guys stay here.
Well,
You're just going to kill everyone else.
I don't think she's much of like a baby killer.
Yeah.
That's true. This is probably a good thing too. Meanwhile, it's like up at Castle Black, Samuel is extremely worried about this situation, as news of the attack of Mole's Town has come to Castle Black, and he is extremely distraught over it.
Now,
not distraught enough to go check to see if she's okay though.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Every time I think of him as Samuel Gamgee. I really do. I think of him as the secondary guy from Lord of the Rings, like the backup guy who's kind of a doofus, but ends up being the hero in the end. I don't know why.
Well, I'd say in this case the why, because their first names are the same.
Well, also because he's kind of a doofus, and at least at one point he was a hero.
Hey, he's the only one that we've seen take out a White Walker.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, to me, it's like that merits some sort of brownie points.
Yeah.
But it's like, meanwhile, it's like everyone else there was trying to cheer him up, trying to bring him around. It's like, hey, she could be alive. She survived this shit. She survived this other shit. She survived this other shit too. It's like she might be okay, maybe.
And what's funny is normally if I were him, I'd be like, fuck you guys, stop bringing my hopes up and stop telling me this shit. because you're stopping me from getting over her.
Right.
Like this is fucking with me a lot, so shut the fuck up. But in this particular case, they're actually right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but of course they have no way of knowing that. It's like, meanwhile, it's like what they're having to do at this particular juncture is preparing themselves for the inevitable attack from both sides. Because you've got them coming up from the south, and you've got the rest of Mance Raider's army coming down from the north. And yeah, they're what, like roughly 100 times more of them than there are.
There's 100,000 wildlings and 100 Nightwalkers. Yeah, so 1,000 to 1.
Yeah, so basically they're screwed.
Yeah. I'll take that 1,000. You take that 1,000. You take that. Yeah.
Pretty much. It's like, how's that gonna go? It's like, okay, guys, yeah. Here's the plan. I'll take the 30,000 on the left. I don't see how that divvies up.
Listen, have you guys ever played Dynasty Warriors? That's nothing.
I was gonna say it reminds me of the final scene of Angel. Like I don't know about you, but I'd like to take the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that scene reminds me of 13 Assassins.
That's when all of hell is descending upon LA to fight people.
You might want to explain that reference for those that don't get it, which I'm thinking is probably everyone here and most of the people watching.
Diano, you never know.
See now, I want you to remember later on when you're whining about it that you were the first person to say that phrase on the show. Okay.
I just want to say that's his excuse for everything. It doesn't matter what he says. If he can't excuse it, that's what he says.
Just this one is going to come back to haunt you. I'm sure of it. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that one out there. It's like, I mean, what are you guys seeing as their chances? Like, I mean, is there anything that the Night's Watch can do at this point to successfully defend themselves against probably the greatest attack they've had yet?
No.
Yes, absolutely. I know exactly what they can do, and they can all live if they do it.
Run like hell?
The wall has a walkway. Follow that fucking walkway to the next castle. In other words, run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
running is about the best idea. It's like I'd honestly have for him right now as well.
Time to go. Okay.
Because otherwise, I don't really see how they're getting out of this. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Meanwhile, a little bit further south, we have Ramsay Snow and Reek.
Oh.
He's about to send Reek in, pretending to be Theon, but he was Theon before the torture when he became Reekin. Oh shit, I'm so confused.
So Theon Greyjoy, you are now Reek, so let's pretend to be Theon Greyjoy.
Yeah, I love that
basically.
scene.
It's like, yeah, you're gonna pretend to be the person that you are, but you're not really anymore because you're Reek, so you're gonna pretend to be old you.
And that's just it. Is when I heard this particular plan last episode, I thought it was kind of stupid because I thought it was going to be a long-term thing. I thought he was going to be in there and like for weeks and weeks and weeks trying to pretend to be his old self. But like short-term, yeah, okay, I could see it.
Yeah, and even then, it's like, I mean, when he was stressed out, it's like, I mean, he kept on repeating his name over and over again. It was a new name anyway.
Right, because...
So, Isaiah,
it was really
have you looked into that internet delay?
Apparently. But overall, it's like, I mean, the plan was successful. It's like Reek went into Moat Caitlin and got them to surrender. Well, most of them anyway. Except Kenning wasn't exactly feeling that plan, and he paid for it.
Yeah, but then he got a strange headache, and he wandered off the battlefield.
Yeah. And apparently left his skin behind because, who needs skin? But the interesting part of this is that Lord Bolton was, at this point, is so impressed with his bastard son that he actually gave him his name.
Which is kind of impressive, and from what I understand, of the hierarchy going on here, is kind of a big deal because of the fact that you're going very much against social convention to do that.
Mm-hmm. It was a huge deal. It's like, as much as Eddard Stark loved Jon, it's like that's something he didn't even do for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also Catelyn Stark didn't really like him, so there's that.
True.
I think had she accepted him as a son, he probably would have.
Think so?
I think so.
Yeah, possible.
Yeah, I think so as well.
And that ends up getting us into a theme that I'm starting to realize, and that is Stark women are bitches.
Yeah.
They do seem to be a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, because we might as well go ahead and get to that bit. I was actually pretty surprised about how that worked out. It's like you had Littlefinger more or less on trial. As she's trying to explain what happened to Lisa.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just it. Is basically Littlefinger was kind of at a loss, and he didn't have a whole lot to say on the matter because his reputation had preceded him. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, oh, so let's bring in the other witness to basically condemn you. And he's all like, oh, you don't need to do that. That's a
totally bad idea.
Yeah,
right.
It's a horrible idea. Let's not do that.
Oh, you're going to do it anyway? Okay, well, here, let me just go get her and... Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess I'm not doing that either.
She was so screwed.
And Sansa, seriously, I was more impressed with her in this episode than fucking every other episode combined. Seriously.
I have to agree. It's like Sansa put it down and backed up Baelish's story, and...
No, she completely rewrote his story and made it even better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she knows how to play the game now. She knows the game. She knows how to...
Basically, she included enough truth into the lie that she sold it.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely brilliant. It's like you could even see that Littlefinger was impressed.
Yeah, and the fact that she was basically crying on command, like it was pretty amazing. It was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting note that in the books, that did not happen. They actually blamed Lysa's death on a singer who was staying there with them.
Oh.
And so
okay.
The singer was executed for it because they all blamed him. But I actually like some of the changes that they make here in the show, like this with Sansa. Makes her a stronger character, and also makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah, and what we see a little later of when it happens later on in the show. But are we doing it in order of the show and order of setting?
Oh no, you can go ahead and get with it.
Is later on when they show her like coming out, like revealing herself in her new outfit. It's just like she was the lady of the castle.
Mm-hmm.
It might as well be her fucking castle. She was wearing first off. I don't know how old she was, but she was looking hot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she was.
With that black gown.
Yeah, I can't even argue that. I agree.
With like the raven feathers to kind of make like almost a wing look.
Yeah.
Like that is of course significant to that particular castle.
Yeah. It's like a transformation to a different character. So I like that a lot.
And then a little before that, and that's another thing, is a little before that, Littlefinger asked her, why did you do that for me? And she's all like, because I know what you want. It was basically the devil you know. And she's like, yeah, I know what you want. And I'm pretty sure that she thinks that he wants her.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that that he wants her?
I think he does, yeah. I think he wants her and the throne. I think those are his two goals.
He wants everything.
Yeah, well, the throne is everything.
Yeah. He wants the cake as well. It's my cake.
But yeah, I mean,
Okay.
he's basically under the impression, and this has been kind of a political conversation that has been going on in real life lately, is that if you put in the work on one thing, you automatically should get the girl. And that's kind of the impression that he's in, is that he figures if he gets the throne, he can get anything he wants. And the only other thing he wants other than that throne is Sansa.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems to make sense. It's like, I mean, he's making plans to send Robin away, and Robin is the one that an episode or so ago that she was betrothed to again.
And that's just it, is my thought on that is if Robin ends up dying inside the castle or anywhere where Littlefinger happens to be, there's going to be some major freaking questions.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
However, if he dies on the road, those questions aren't going to happen.
Yeah, it's like, well, welcome Westeros, that shit happens.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
That was your one, Isaiah.
Too bad.
Too. All right, and it's like, and the other thing that happened is like, since we're on the show, we might as well go into it. We have the Hound once again trying to sell Arya off to a relative, and once again, by the time he gets to do that, that relative is dead.
And that was my second point, is Arya. Arya, who is probably the most liked character in this show, at least she's one of the two most liked characters in this show. Mm-hmm. She hears about her aunt dying, and what does she do? She understands the irony and just breaks out laughing.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, when I was watching this episode, right after they were told that she was dead, and that they kept the camera back to the two of them, and you could just see the look on the Hound's face. I started laughing. I was cracking up. And then when Arya started laughing, I just completely lost it.
I think that was the intention, because I also laughed at that same moment.
Right. Also,
it was just too funny. It's like, I mean, it's just so. Imagine, I was like, okay, all right, I've got this little Stark girl. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go sell her to her brother. Here we go. They're at this wedding. I'm gonna do this. Oh shit, shit's going on, and he's dead. I was like, okay, backup plan. Not a problem. I can recover from this. She's got an aunt up here. I can go, sell her to aunt, give myself some money. Okay, let's do that. Let's go that.
She's safe because she ain't moved in like 15 years.
Yeah, exactly. She's been there forever. It's like, ain't nobody fucking with her. Don't nobody give a shit about her. But she, she has a throne. She has money. This plan is gonna work. Here we go, and you have got to fucking be kidding me! God damn it! What the fuck?
And how close? And he called Arya his companion, which was really cool. Like, oh, his companion. Okay, that was really cool. I really liked it a lot.
What is he, the doctor?
Hey, not nothing else. Like,
laughing at my joke would have been much better if there weren't a 4-second pause between. But in any case, yeah, it was pretty funny. And that's something I want to say, is there are a lot of actors out there and a lot of TV shows that I watch who are definitely worth following on social media. Stephen Amell is one of them, because he just goes crazy and he has fun and so on and so forth. The girl who plays Arya Stark is another. Her Vine after the Red Wedding was the funniest thing since I had seen since Will Sasso's lemon vines.
What was she doing?
You didn't see that one? Her Vine after the Red Wedding?
I'm asking for an audience who might not have seen, so you can explain. I gotta play along here, Matt.
It's hard to explain comedy and still make it funny. Just look it up. It's hilarious. Like, if I explain it, it'll cease being funny.
All right, fair enough. Okay, let me see. King's Landing. No, we're not there yet. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and discuss what happened over across the Narrow Sea there.
Sir Friends-a-Lot is no longer Sir Friends-a-Lot.
Yeah, kicked to the curb. Like,
it's like that was actually pretty brutal. It's like mhm. Yeah, it's like Sir Barristan got that letter that pretty much pardoned Ser Jorah, and there were lots and lots of questions about that one.
All right, so someone explain to me, how did he get a hold of that letter?
I don't know why that letter was given to him.
It was delivered to Selmy by a random kid, a messenger.
Yeah,
well, I saw that. I'm just wondering how the fuck, like, I don't know how it came to be in his possession. Like, did someone know that that Sir Friendzone? Like, how did he get the letter, and I don't know. Just I'd like some background on that.
This was obviously, at least in my opinion, I could be wrong, but I think it was a letter that was sent with this exact intention to break up their little alliance.
So you don't think that was an actual pardon?
No, it was, but it was sent with the intention of it not getting to Jorah. It was sent with the intention of getting to, like, sabotaging him.
Oh, so you think maybe Tywin sent it specifically to the wrong person?
I would say either him or Varys.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, actually.
I'd agree with that, because otherwise, it's like that letter had no business being delivered to Sir Barristan. It's like, I mean, otherwise, like, I mean, it's Ser Jorah's pardon. It seems to make the most sense in that case to deliver it to Ser Jorah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that did not happen. It's like, and I really like that scene, though. It's like, well, you know, when she was banishing him and whatnot, it's like, did you guys notice that at first, like, as she's, like, you know, saying basically how this shit's going to be, that she was not looking at him, that she could not look at him?
Yeah, she couldn't look him in the eyes. She's doing Michelle Bachmann looking off to the side.
Yeah. She was totally looking above his head, like, and you could see, like, I mean, that you could see basically how hurt she was that Ser Jorah, even if it was like, you know, just very early on, had, you know, betrayed her.
Yeah. Right.
It's like, he's the one that's been there from the jump off. Before there was anyone else, there was him. And just that level of hurt. It's like, I mean, I think that the only reason that he's still alive is because she can't bear to kill him.
Right.
I mean, if he'd still been in the city after the time limit that she gave, yeah, then that motherfucker would have been dead. They both knew it, but she couldn't bear to do it just like that.
Now, I have a question. Do you think the letter got delivered to the wrong person? Because according to the Unsullied, all white boys look alike?
Hell no! It was all.
That was for Isaiah. That was for Isaiah.
I know. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't by mistake. He sent it to the right person. So yeah, it was by mistake. It was by the right person. Like you said, they all look alike. Like, hey, I sent it to the right person. Hey, you never know.
And there we go with that again.
I will not kill Isaiah. I will not kill Isaiah.
Speaking of
Unsullied, stop lying. You love it.
Speaking of Unsullied, they do not give this much attention to Grey Worm in the books, and I could really give a shit about him as a character.
Well, it's like I think it's an interesting side thing going on there. It's like I was cracking up laughing at the whole Grey Worm and Missandei thing.
Yeah, it's just I thought it was funny where they were asking whether both the pillar and the stones were cut off.
I mean, there's not ever going to be a payoff to that storyline, though. It's not like oh, we discovered surgery on how to give him a dick again. You know, that's not going to happen.
Well, yeah, it's like I don't care about payoff for this particular storyline. It's like I'm not expecting it. It's like for me, it just more fully fleshes out the characters that are around Daenerys all the time. It's like it gives them more character, so that they're not just it's like, yes, I'm the leader of the army and whatever. It's like, I mean, it makes them actual characters. It gives them personality, so you can see it's like they have motivations, even if those motivations, particularly in Grey Worm's case, aren't going. There's really no way to sort out what he wants. It's obvious what he wants. He ain't gonna be able to get it.
I was gonna say I am the one who mentioned that he was giving her looks last episode. Because he was, and they were very, very short in the episode. But yeah, you can look at it and see it as early as last episode.
Oh yeah, definitely. And he was definitely giving her looks this time, but it's like, I'm gonna be honest, I'd have been giving her looks too.
What if we found out that the Grey Worm actually was born, like, and this happens in real life, was born without those things, and he ended up growing them out later? What if he's an Unsullied that actually has a rod and reel?
No.
Hey.
No.
Hey.
I'm just hoping girl gets some. I'm just hoping girl gets some. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Grey Worm still has a tongue, so we'll see if that can work out.
And
Right.
We can cut that off.
fingers too.
Yeah. Like,
And
trust me, it's like-
but we won't get there. We won't get there.
Right.
yeah, we're just gonna skip all of that. All right, let's go ahead and get to what's cracking at King's Landing. We're still not talking about the fight yet, though.
Oh.
What fight? Tell us about the fight.
Because first off, it's like, I mean, the interesting thing that happened there for me is like the pretty long scene with Tyrion and his brother, and it's like I'm starting to kind of really like that, because in these scenes we see them interacting more as brothers. I've seen, let me think of how to put this. I've seen more brotherly affection between the two of them, brotherly camaraderie or whatever you want to call it, since Tyrion's been arrested for this murder that he did not commit than I've seen in the past period.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's so much that, or I guess that's part of it too.
Well, they
But the fact that his
were
brother is back.
separated. I mean, they were separated for like 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were
I think
pretty
that-
But my
chummy.
point still stands.
They were pretty chummy back in season 1 before Tyrion got captured.
Yeah, but it's like it wasn't as clear as it is like now. It's like, at least it wasn't to me. Because like you have to remember, it's like back in season 1, Jaime was a dick.
Yeah, he was. He still is. He's a dick in certain situations and pretty cool in others.
Yeah. And it's like, and this, the cool side of Jaime, which, after all the shit he's been through, which has kind of come out a little bit more, seeing that Jaime interact with Tyrion is pretty damn cool. It's a shame it ain't gonna last. Because it's like, all right, let's get to the damn fight.
Was there a fight in this episode?
Surprisingly, it was very short. I was actually kind of mad that they made it that short.
Oh, really?
No, I liked it when it was short.
Yeah, I thought it could have been like a good 10-minute fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could have cut out all that crap with Grey Worm and Missandra and added another like 5 minutes onto that fight.
Well, it's like, how long did it go in the books? I know it's kind of hard to tell. Isaiah, you really need to use the damn internet.
It's hard to
You
judge
know
that. Hard to judge that. I'm a slow reader.
Gotcha. It's like, I think they certainly did enough to kind of make their point. We had a we had the Viper viping around. It's like I was actually highly impressed. Like, the Mountain really couldn't touch him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they definitely did a good job. I just think they could have added more to it.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like, oh, Oberyn almost won. He almost won. He, in my mind, he basically did win.
I mean, he stabbed him
it?
through the chest. He stabbed him through the chest. He still might die.
Well,
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking is that he had the Mountain down, and the Mountain, as far as I was concerned, like, I thought that was the end of the fight. I thought we were done, and then, like, for a second, I'm all like, wait, they're still on the battlefield after all this time. Something's going to happen, and then something happened. And so my thought is that particular act might have been the Mountain's final act.
Yeah, I think
Which,
so,
as
too.
far as I'm concerned, means that the trial is a mistrial, and they should fucking let Tyrion go and maybe, like, throw him out of the city.
I'm
Well,
pretty sure they won't see it that way.
yeah, because Oberyn died first.
Yeah.
Clegane still hasn't died yet.
Yeah, but
Ah!
yeah. See?
I'm now officially the only person in this hangout that hasn't said that. I have not said it at all. I'm proud of myself.
You're gonna say it.
David, I don't know where you live, but I can find out.
But it was...
All right, Isaac, go ahead.
Oh, you want to go ahead now? Okay, fine. The Viper was really cool. I liked him. The Mountain, he scared the shit out of me. And you know, my internet's terrible too. But oh well.
Yes, it is. Completely, utterly horrible.
And that's another thing is I would be really, really disappointed in this show if the Mountain were not dead. After all of that build-up, after all of that they were doing, he's got to be dead at this point, right? I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, it's like, I mean, if he's not dead, he's certainly crippled. It's like, I'm pretty sure, it's like I watched that fight a couple of times. Prince Auburn, he stabbed him pretty good in the stomach. It's like, we all saw that one, but he also cut his Achilles tendon in his foot.
And then he speared him right through the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so his raping of barmaids days are probably over.
Yeah, more than somewhat. And it's like, I gotta say, it's like, that's probably one of the most brutal deaths I've seen on anything yet. That was harsh.
By the way, let me I just want to bring up how impressive it was that Kulain from the down position on his back was able to punch out all of Oberyn's teeth in one hit. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of force.
Yeah, that was some fucking punch. That was wild.
I mean, if you're on top of a guy and you're doing that downwards, yeah, that's not as impressive as from the bottom. That's what we call a power bottom.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what she said.
All right, now it's like, I don't know. One of our viewers has sent in something. See if I can translate this into something that resembles English. In next episode, people are gonna see why Stannis is awesome and why book readers like LYK really the.
And next episode, you're gonna see why Stannis is episode and why book readers like them love him so much. He cannot wait until next week. Or she.
That's Viola.
And now that the Red Viper is dead, who do you think should play Ariana Martell?
I wasn't going to bring that one up because we're not talking about that.
Okay.
And that's also not someone that's been introduced.
Yeah. Sticking with show stuff. But past that, it's like, those are the major events. Anyone got any wild speculation?
No, but I do want to say again, just the amount of gore in that scene where he was pressing down in his eyes, and then just opened up his skull like a turkey, like a chicken. Just that's like really one of the best things that I've ever seen on TV, like from a TV show.
Yeah, I have to.
You are a sick individual.
That was freaking brutal. It was like it had me
cringing.
Awesome.
I loved it.
There's not much that I cringed at. And I was like, oh. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh God, oh okay, I get it. He's dead.
Like you're not gonna see that stuff in an R-rated movie. That's like some NC-17 shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's just it. Is when he had his thumbs in his eyes. I'm all like, oh, maybe this guy's gonna be blinded forever, and something's gonna happen, and the mountain's gonna die again, and then the head splitting, and I'm all like, well, there goes that idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Without eyes, you could probably live without the majority of your skull.
Maybe not.
It gets a little bit more difficult.
No.
Yeah. All right, so here we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up for this week. It's like, I know this is a short show for all of you. I want to give y'all all time to go up because y'all need to go watch that episode again. It was an excellent episode of Game of Thrones, and like Viola in our commentary, we cannot wait for next week's episode, The Watchers on the Wall, and we will be right back at it here on youtube.com/geeksaround. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. If you have anything for us, remember you can always email us at geeksaround@gmail.com. My name is Deanna Jackson, and we will see you next week.